welcome back to our channel. We are doing something super fun because it's May the 4th.
May the 4th be with you.
It'll actually be May the 5th when this video goes up, but we're filming it on May the 4th, Star Wars Day. I'm wearing my retro t-shirt and
I've got my Millennium
both
Falcon.
went Millennium Falcon.
It's the toy. It's got the toy instructions on the
Also, remember Alderaan, it says on the back of his hat. I went with the annual pass holder hat, sorry. Okay, so I did a ton of thinking about this. Like,
I did too.
Okay.
It could probably change week to week
It
for
could.
me.
It's so hard.
It's so hard to decide.
So we should say, we're not just doing this because it's Star Wars Day. We like Star Wars. We love Star Wars.
Yes.
He's obsessed with Star Wars. I'm becoming obsessed with Star Wars.
I'm teaching her.
He's been doing it since he was a child.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten into it, I mean, not even since we met. It's been the last maybe 10 years that I've been watching the movies a little bit, and the last, like, 2 years that I jumped way in.
We started dating in 1996, got married in 97, and that's when the special editions came out
Yeah.
in the theater. So we saw, that was the first time you've seen them, right?
Yep.
So you saw them then, and then in 99 we went to see the Phantom Menace.
Yep.
So
So that was
that's
my
kind of
first.
your start.
Yeah,
I think.
my first exposure. He played the episodes 4, 5, and 6 for me on VHS, guys.
Yeah.
This is how long ago it was. VHS.
VHS still
And
got
they
'em.
were fine. And I do, even now, though, I can appreciate the stories much more now than I did back then, because I could have cared less then. But it does lose something not having seen those when they were high-tech movies.
Yeah, they probably seem dated too.
Yeah, it does a little bit. But less now that I like the stories. So, okay, there are 11 Star Wars movies. Now, we are including Solo and Rogue One.
Yep.
The two, and then the trilogies. So how do you want to do this? You want to go from last to first?
Yeah.
And me first or you first?
I don't care. You first.
Okay. I got notes, guys. Notes
Whoa.
for days.
I mean,
Okay, so number 11 for me is The Last Jedi.
whoa. Okay.
Episode 8, right?
Yep.
Episode 8. Last Jedi. I wrote a few notes. So, two things that I liked about The Last Jedi, that not everybody liked, but I did. I liked the sort of silly comedic stuff that I know the diehard fans didn't really like. Like, I liked the, like, silly poking her with the weed or whatever, and she thought she felt the Force. Like, some of that kind of stuff I kind of enjoyed. And I loved the porgs. But that's me. I love the Ewoks. I love it. You know, soft, furry, whatever. I love the porgs. So those were, like, positives for me, but clearly not enough to drag it up from the last spot. The things I didn't like were mostly the same things everybody didn't like. I didn't like that Luke was basically a giant turd. Hero of the story, and he was just pathetic. So I didn't like that. And the other thing that everybody complained about so much that I also didn't really get was the whole, is it Canto Bite?
Yep.
That whole thing. It was an enjoyable, like, it was kind of a fun setting, and there were some kind of fun things about it, but it belonged in a different movie or TV show or something. It had nothing to do with the movie.
I feel like they didn't know what to do with Finn.
I think so.
Or something, and they
So they gave him a weird story.
Let's go there. That ended up going nowhere.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I didn't hate anything about the particular scene, the characters, any of that.
Yeah.
And the kids at the end with the symbol and all that. There was some cool stuff. It just didn't fit with the rest of the movie. So, there's my take.
All right.
What's number 11 for you?
The Last Jedi.
So now we get your take.
I mean, I pretty much the same things that you said. I feel like I want to qualify everything here. Is like every movie, there's something I like. You know, they're Star Wars movies, so I like them.
Yes.
In that respect, there's a lot of good things in The Last Jedi. I love the throne room scene with Snoke
Oh,
and
yeah.
the battle with Rey and
I forgot about
Kylo
that.
There. That's a
Yep.
really well done battle scene.
Very good.
It's very cool looking.
Mm-hmm.
But there again, there was this buildup of Snoke, and then he's nothing.
He was that easy to take out.
So that was kind of weird.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, the whole sequel trilogy, I guess you want to call them. They feel like they didn't know where it was going.
Mm-hmm.
Like I felt like one director did this, and then the other director did that.
The
And
director
then the other
changed.
director tried to go back.
The director change definitely.
I don't know what happened there.
It was like shooting a bullet through
I
the
felt like they
trilogy.
didn't have a end goal in mind for something, but maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, there's things like that. I like the Battle of Crate with that big kind of AT-AT looking thing.
Yeah,
and
that was cool.
Big cannon. But same with you. I did not like how they treated Luke. And that's me. I'm an old school
I was gonna say,
original Star Wars fan.
For me to
Luke-
not like it
Yeah,
tells
that's a
you
little
how
different.
bad it was, because he was never my like all-time hero
Yeah.
growing up. He was for
Luke was the hero of the whole thing. He made the right choices. Didn't fight the Emperor, and believed in his dad. You know, he did the right things. And then for him to be made
I made a mistake. I'm gonna go run away and
to
hug
go off, and give
I'm
up
out.
basically,
Yeah.
and throw everything away.
Yeah.
I didn't like how that was handled.
No.
I didn't like the whole Force ghost thing at the end either. If he was gonna die, and whatever, I wish he would have shown up in his X-wing
Yep.
and fought
Yep.
for real. I didn't like that. I didn't like Leia falling out in space and then flying through.
Oh my goodness, I
didn't
forgot
like
about
that.
that.
I don't know. They took some stretches
Yeah.
with the Force, and the whole. They started that, and then they continued in the Last Skywalker, or the Rise of Skywalker, with passing objects through.
We disagree on that,
Time
but
and
I'll
space.
discuss
Now
that
all of a
more
sudden,
when I get to that movie.
you can throw a lightsaber into the unknown, and then it comes to someone wherever. I don't know. I didn't like that either.
We're like
I felt like it used to be very practical sci-fi. It's that's the lived-in world. Everything was, the Force, of course, is make believe. Yes, I realize that. But
we
it's
are
like,
we are aware of that.
most of it was like, I don't know. I just thought they pushed some boundaries that I didn't care for. If you like it, that's fine.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good Star Wars things in this one, but it's last for me.
Yeah. All right, number 10. They got progressively harder.
Yeah.
I feel like for me. Number 10 for me, not everyone's going to agree with. It's Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. So there were some of the things that I liked about it. I kind of want to do the liked about first for the last half. I liked the actual clone story. Like, I think you remember, I hated this movie entirely until you were gone or working or something, and I watched it by myself.
Yeah.
And it's like I had forgotten that part. Boba Fett and his dad and that whole thing. I enjoyed that story, that whole planet, that whole thing. But it could not recover from the ridiculous teenage vampires TV show love story. I don't know how else to explain it. Like, that's what it makes me think of. Which is funny because we were watching a teenage vampire TV show right now. But you know what I mean. That kind of love story and the absolutely atrocious acting by those two.
It was bad.
And I am not usually that hard on acting. Like, if you're telling the story, I'm good. But
like, I know they always kind of go on about George Lucas and his writing and stuff, and you can't, the actors are like, you can write it, but you can't say it, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, in the old ones, who's not convinced of, like, Harrison Ford's character?
Yeah.
And, like, he does it in a way that is very believable.
And these are two characters.
And these are probably good actors. I mean, Natalie Portman's pretty good.
Well, these
normally.
are characters where Anakin and Padme, they're characters that are fine in the other movies.
Yeah.
And even some other parts of this movie. So these aren't characters that I hate or that they act horribly all the time. This seemed like a forced story that shouldn't have happened. And I don't know. I just...
Because I'm so in love with you. Oh,
Yeah.
no. It's because I'm so in love with you.
Yeah.
I mean,
It was...
things like that.
It felt like it belonged in like a teeny bopper TV show or movie or something. I don't know. So that's where we're at. That's why that one's number 10 for me. Everything else about the movie was fine. And then I actually really enjoyed the clone stuff. The rest of it, yeah.
Okay.
What's your number 10?
My number 10 is Rise of Skywalker. Now, on the whole, like, if I sit down and watch this, I like a lot of it. There's a good lightsaber battle in the water, on the ship. I like the finding the kind of the treasure hunt thing with the map, I guess. Indiana Jones-ish. They're going searching for something and they find it on the Death Star. I like that part of it. I like the story. It's just, I think it's because it's trying to fix the Last Jedi, maybe.
Definitely.
And again, I like the whole I forget the snowy planet where they go to get they find Babu Frick.
Yep.
Hey, Babu Frick.
I love Babu Frick.
And I like that part. I like the whole that they're all together. Mm-hmm. The Finn, Rey, Poe dynamic.
Yeah,
I thought was really
I love
good.
that.
They really played off each other really well, kind of like the original one. So I like that. Mm-hmm. I don't know why I put it down that far. It's just because of the new things. I think I don't like the communicating through the Force and being in the same area, being able to. One thing, if you sense a person or whatever, I don't like the fact that you can physically interact with someone. Like I'm dropping a helmet here and it's showing up in their reality. I don't like that.
He's a purist when it comes to Force stuff. He doesn't like that they add anything new.
Well,
which he's not the only person who feels this way. If you go online and then look, the overwhelming majority of Star Wars fans feel this way.
Like, I don't know how that relates to the Force, I guess.
Well,
that's more of like, I just took a wormhole and threw something
I mean,
in.
I guess
I don't know. How does an object pass through?
Some of this I should reserve for where I ranked it myself, but
I liked a lot of the movie.
Yeah,
I guess
my disagreement on that stuff was just that, like, and this is just a personal opinion. It's not a disagreement like I'm right, you're wrong. It's just a personal opinion. I can no more understand anything else about the Force than I can anything new that could come up.
Yeah.
So for me, it feels like, well, that was just an unknown thing we didn't know about. But I can understand where purists, original fans, whatever, don't like that all of a sudden.
That's
in
the
this
main
last
thing that I don't
trilogy,
like. Yeah. Like, okay, the Emperor's drawing power from them. I can buy that or whatever, and I don't know. I didn't like that they kissed at the end either. I don't know why they had to make it romantic.
It seemed kind of weird to me.
And
it was kind of weird, I thought.
I don't know. There were some things that were...
It was so short that it didn't really matter, but it was a little weird.
Yeah. Alright, I'll stop there because I could go on forever.
Okay. Number 9 for me is Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. So, what I like about this one, he already knows. Because he bought him for me for my birthday.
Oh, yes. Qui-Gon.
Is Qui-Gon. He's so much cooler than Obi-Wan in this movie, it's not even funny. I'm not talking overall, whatever. I love him. I think he is so cool. He's one of my favorite characters. We just read this book a couple months ago, Master and Apprentice. One of the Star Wars books that was about him and Obi-Wan, and that made me like him even more. I just think he's so cool.
I didn't care for him at the beginning because I like Obi-Wan, but now that I've read more, I do like him more because there's even a deleted scene I was watching in Revenge of the Sith where he comes back to Yoda and kind of teaches him how to become one with the Force afterward. So he learned that after he died.
I just loved him. I also think Darth Maul is one of the coolest bad guys ever.
Absolutely.
He's so cool. He's cool looking, and his demeanor, and he's just awesome. So I love him. But we have Jar Jar, who just makes me want to tear my eyes and ears off. He's so obnoxious. There is nothing redeeming for me about Jar Jar.
I was going to say, when you're talking about the comedy and stuff, like that kind of goes back to this movie.
Yeah.
Where it's a hard comedy to do.
Yeah,
like,
it
if
is.
you don't do it right in the
Yeah.
right spot,
I agree with that.
It's hard to watch.
Jar Jar
like,
was
some of
just...
that jokes, like, I like the one where Rey was reaching out and he slaps her with the...
We're going back to The Last Jedi.
Yeah,
now.
sorry. That was funny.
Yeah.
But some of, like, of the people dropping a rock and hitting a cart and...
Yeah, some of that was
I
out
don't
of
know.
place. A little too slapstick.
It's hard
for
to
this
pull
kind of
off
movie.
a lot of that stuff.
I would agree.
And that comes back to Jar Jar.
Yeah, Jar Jar just makes me insane.
I don't think
also,
they did a good job with it.
No, they didn't.
I mean, it was too much.
If he had been a very minor character, and it had just been their run-in with him at the beginning, until they got down to their people, then it would have been hilarious.
There was a few things.
Yeah.
Like...
It was too much.
But it was constant.
It was too much.
It was the first time they meet him, and then he's trying to eat something off of a vendor's thing,
It's
and then
constant.
he's getting his tongue by the...
I can't. I can't. I can't even watch him. He makes me crazy.
And then he's... in battle, he's falling all around, and... Yeah, it was way too much.
Way too much. I also do not like the kid.
Oh, yeah.
Now,
the actor
nothing against the actor. I just saw him in, I don't know, ER or something I was watching an old episode of, and he was in that. He's a cute kid. His acting is fine. It's just the character, so it's more the writing, I guess, than that. But he's just kind of an annoying kid. He's kind of grating, and I just don't care for him. I just don't care for him. So, that's it for me.
That's your number 9?
Yeah.
That's my number 9, too.
Ah, well, good.
Yeah, I love the music and the...
Oh, totally forgot to mention that. The music with Darth
and
Maul.
the lightsaber battle, that's top notch.
Yeah.
I don't care for the ground battle at the end because of Jar Jar.
Yeah.
It makes it... It takes some seriousness away, I think, by having him goofing around there. Like,
I think so.
The whole battle is kind of like just a joke, almost.
Yeah.
And the space battle is fine because Anakin at least is doing a little bit on purpose.
Yeah,
There's
true.
Some of that, but I like the beginning when they first show the Jedi, Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan. That's good.
Yep.
But and the pod race is fun. I thought that was
fun.
cool.
Yep,
well done.
fun.
Watto, I love Watto. He's a great character.
Yep.
But yeah, there's too much of the Jar Jar.
Can you tell we don't like Jar Jar?
Yeah, that's too
we don't
bad.
like him.
But
yeah,
I know he's meant for kids, but
that's just not.
I don't know.
No.
You could have done it without having
kids
so much.
Kids deserve more credit than you're giving them. If
you
you think
it's just
the
silliness.
stupid character of Jar Jar is the only way that they could possibly like
your
it.
main character is a young kid.
Yeah. And they also like all of the other characters. They like Yoda. They like all of those other characters too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was too much.
Anyway.
All right. My number 8 was Solo.
Ooh.
I really wanted to like this one. Because obviously I love the character. Chewbacca is rapidly becoming one of my favorite characters. And he was in it too, but I don't know.
Best Chewbacca movie, I think.
Huh?
It's the best Chewbacca movie, I think.
Well, I think, yeah. I don't know. It's really hard for me to articulate what it is about this one. I liked finding out Han Solo's backstory. I love backstories, right? Especially with Star Wars, I'm all about the continuity and all that kind of stuff. So I liked that. I liked seeing how him and Chewie ended up together. I liked all of that stuff, and there were scenes from it that were fine. I don't think I could pinpoint oh, that thing I hated. It just kind of was, I don't know, I don't find myself wanting to watch it again. It was not, I'm not articulating this very well, but I guess it just didn't really grab me.
I've heard one or a couple people say that it's unlike the other Star Wars in the sense that it follows one character.
Maybe that's part of it.
It doesn't, like, a lot of times, even Rogue One, you follow Jin, but then you also see what Krennic's doing.
Yeah.
You go back and forth, where Solo is just basically
maybe
all
that's part of
Solo.
it. Yeah. Yeah, I can't really say, oh, I hated this, I hated that, which is why it's kind of floating around in the middle. It just didn't have enough to it to raise it up above any of the remaining movies for me.
All right, my number 8 is Attack of the Clones. I like it a little better than Phantom Menace. I like the overall story better, I think. I love the Obi-Wan and Anakin in the city, chasing that part.
Yeah,
and I
that
love
part
the
was pretty
Obi-Wan kind of detective role where he's trying to track down and go into Camino and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I like all of that. The love story is kind of hard and painful,
Mm-hmm.
even though you know it's coming and that's part of the story, but
yeah.
it wasn't very well done.
Yeah.
So,
I'm just out a vision of them rolling around in the field.
Yoda.
I can't.
I mean, that movie probably made me giggle as much as anyone because of the Yoda Count Dooku fight. When Yoda started fighting, and that was the first time you ever saw Yoda, that
Okay.
blew me away.
Yep.
I think.
So I didn't really think about that either, and it wouldn't change the ranking for me, but yeah, that moment made the whole movie worthwhile.
Yeah. It was fun to see, and
It
yeah,
was
that
great.
Yoda jumping around was fantastic.
It was
I was
fantastic.
giggling when I was watching that.
Yes.
So that's an awesome part. The battle at the end is pretty good. I could live without the factory scene where, again, it's the slapstick kind of, the R2 and C-3PO getting his head knocked off and things like that's a little much.
Yeah.
And everybody says, well, there's always been humor in Star Wars. Well,
There
like
has
Han
but-
Solo's quippy remarks is not the same as C-3PO getting his head dragged through the sand or knocked off.
And
you
there
know what
were
I mean?
there were a handful of moments like that in the old movies too,
But not.
but they were
as-
very small and like background moments.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I agree.
You can say if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's number 8.
Yeah, we want all the comments. Dish them out. If you watch this, please comment because we would love for this to turn into a massive
Yeah.
discussion. It's fun. Okay, so that was number 8. So number 7 for me is Episode 6, Return of the Jedi.
Ooh.
So I did mention already that the older ones are harder for me.
Yep.
Like something really needs to grab me from those because they don't have any of the flashy stuff from new movies. I love the Ewoks, obviously. If you're soft and furry, I love them, and I know that's half the reason most people don't like it, but I think they're fantastic and hysterical. I hate C-3PO. Don't come for me, but I don't like him, and he's got too big a little part. Too big a part. I don't know. I don't know. Again, just kind of like Solo. It's just kind of that middle movie for me. I enjoyed it. I liked the story wrapped up. Obviously, we're all woohoo. They defeated the Empire. All of that stuff is good. Don't get me started on the ghosts at the end in the remake, because no, don't go there. But I like the Ewoks. They're probably my favorite part.
That's probably my least favorite part of that movie.
Yeah.
But
it's just kind of one of those middle ground ones, which is why I don't have a whole ton to say about it. Because it's just that little middle section for
so
me.
that was number 7.
That was, yes, number 7.
All right, number 7 for me is Revenge of the Sith. And I know that's one of her.
I'm going to sit quietly over here.
It's a good movie. I mean, it's the best, I think, by far of the prequels. Lightsaber battle at the end is awesome, and the way they connected everything to the New Hope, I thought they did really well. I don't think there's much bad that I can say about it, really. I like most of it. I think maybe the battle or the opening went on a little bit too long with Count Dooku. I mean, and the Emperor. That could have been shortened a little bit.
Yeah.
With all that, but it was decent.
Kind of middling for you too, then.
Yeah, and
It just kind of felt-
I do love the the Emperor Yoda fight and how he turns. One of my favorite scenes in that, and it sounds weird, but I think he's so good. Ian McDiarmid, is that how you say it? Whatever, the Emperor.
Yeah.
When they're in the play, and when he's talking to Anakin about Darth Plagueis and all that. He did that so well.
Yeah.
I just love his voice in there and the way he delivers his lines.
Yeah.
He's so good.
He's one
I
of the
love
best
that.
creepy characters ever.
I love that scene. Like, I feel like that scene is like the good, the Jack Nicholson, the Al Pacino, the good acting scene of Star Wars.
Yeah, it
or
is.
something.
It is the Godfather scene.
The Godfather
kind of.
scene. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't think there's not much bad I say about it. But it's not as good as the other ones I like.
And that's the same way I felt about Return of the Jedi. It's just kind of a middle. It's a middle of the road one. Okay, number 6 for me. This is gonna be a knife in someone's heart. Is Episode 4,
Oh.
A New Hope. So, obviously the good thing about it is it's the OG Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
Came out the year I was born. Now you know how old I am if you didn't already. Yeah. It's so very, like, middle for me. I honestly don't have anything bad to say about it at all. There isn't anything about it that I just can't stand or whatever. There just wasn't anything in it that elevated it to higher than the other 5 on my list. I like that it's kind of the beginning of the story. I know it's not, but it's kind of the start of the whole thing or whatever. I don't know. I don't really know what else to say. It just, it's fine. It's a Star Wars movie. I like it. I don't hate it. And like I said,
it's one of those things I think you had to be around for.
I think you did.
Like, to appreciate how different and groundbreaking it was.
Yeah.
Where you go back, it doesn't have that same, effect that way.
No, it doesn't. And again, backstory wise, I like seeing Luke's story and how his later in life story started. Obviously, not his whole story, but yeah, and I like the planet. I love Obi-Wan. That's fun when he meets him for the first time and their interactions and whatever. But I guess it's just not it's not high enough to beat out the top 5 for me.
Okay. That was number 6?
It's gonna start getting scary now.
Number 6 for me is Solo.
Okay.
So I like this one. Mm-hmm. I'm kind of bummed it got a bad rap and it didn't make as much as they thought it should make. Because I really enjoyed it. I thought they cast pretty good with Harrison Ford, Han Solo, with Alden Ehrenreich. Okay, where was I?
Casting.
Casting, yep. I thought they did a good job there. Lando with Donald Glover was awesome.
Yeah, he was good.
Yeah, there's nothing I guess I don't like about it. I like the beginning with the race, the car chase kind of on Corellia. It was good. I liked that whole backstory. I liked the train heist was awesome.
Yeah,
that was a great
good.
scene.
Mm-hmm.
The Kessel Run, Spice Mine. I thought that scene was great. The new robot. Why can't I think of her? L something.
Oh yeah.
Or anyway, Lando's droid.
Yeah.
L2S. No.
I can't think of it either.
I can't think. Anyway, that was good. And Chewbacca had a great role.
Yeah.
I liked how they met. That's a good thing. And then, yeah, I thought it was really good. I liked the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
I thought. So I'm kind of bummed that it got a bad rap. I enjoyed it. It's a good Star Wars heist movie, and they had a lot of good characters in there, I thought.
Yeah, I don't like that it got as bad a rap as it got. I didn't dislike the movie.
I like the Kessel Run part. Yeah, there wasn't anything I didn't like. So
yeah.
There's nothing I could pick out like the other movies where it's like, skip that part.
Yeah.
So, I liked it.
All right, number 5 is Episode 5, Empire Strikes Back.
Oh.
I know people are just punching me right through the screen right now.
Yep.
Okay, so hands down my favorite part of Empire
Yoda?
is Yoda. There's a reason for that. I mean, I still love Yoda, but way back when we were first dating and we watched that movie, I loved it because I could have given a hoot about any of the Star Wars stuff. But Yoda is cute and hysterical.
And see, that's humor that works.
Yeah, and that drew me right in. Obviously, there are lots of other things to like.
There's a lot of good humor in this one, or actually,
yeah,
a lot of good quips and things, but those are funny.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah,
and don't get me wrong, I like slapstick. I love Austin Powers movies, so those are goofy and ridiculous.
True,
but
they have their place.
Things.
But yeah, I think the Yoda stuff was my favorite. The stuff in the swamp.
Growing up, that was my least favorite.
That was your least favorite, huh?
When I was young, because it was kind of boring.
Weird.
I know, I love Hoth.
I'm doing this because we have like a Hoth scene set up over here, which we'll show you.
I said that was my least favorite scene.
Huh?
Oh,
that was your least favorite scene.
Yoda.
I thought you meant it was your least favorite movie.
For a kid, me, in what, 1980, I was 8.
True.
So that was kind of boring stuff for me. I loved Hoth and Luke and Darth fighting and
so Yoda's my favorite because of like the little nostalgic part for me. But the Hoth stuff is some of my favorite now.
Yeah.
As you will know if you watched any of our recent videos,
she loves the AT-AT.
I love the AT-AT. And again, I'll do a quick pan of our Star Wars stuff over here for you at the end of this. I got the Lego AT-AT. We've got the AT-AT popcorn bucket. I mean, it's awesome. I love everything about the snowy planet and the ripped open tauntaun and all of that stuff. I think that all that stuff is awesome. And what's the other guy called? What's the snow monster called?
A Wampa?
A Wampa. Yeah, I love all of that. And then, everybody loves the Darth Vader and Luke fighting and all that. But, yeah. Yoda and the Hoth stuff at the beginning are probably my 2 favorite parts of that movie. It's only 5 rather than higher because there are some movies that beat it out. It's not. There's nothing.
So.
There's nothing bad. There's nothing I don't like about it, at all.
All right. Number 5.
Yeah.
I have The Force Awakens.
Okay.
I pretty much like this.
Someone wants to weigh in really quick.
Yeah.
That's not high enough.
Oh,
because Han Solo is his favorite character in all of Star Wars. This is Richard, by the way. This is our moment of ridiculousness for this video. He loves Han Solo. And, if you've seen the movie, and you've seen the beginning of the movie, you know why the Han Solo fans thought the beginning of the movie was, like, the greatest thing ever.
Yeah. And then it got bad.
Okay.
Alright, so number 5, Force Awakens. I liked most of this one. Han is probably the only thing. Even that, I mean, there's a tinge of me saying it's too bad that Han kind of went back to his ways, but I can more easily buy that than Luke.
Yeah.
Because Han,
that's who Han always was.
He was that, and then he made some good decisions, where Luke always made the good decisions, usually.
Yeah.
He disobeys Yoda to go help his friends.
Yeah.
To not finish his training, but to help save his friends in Empire.
Yeah. Han always had this smuggler or whatever lifestyle.
So maybe married life wasn't for him.
Well, it was just the tragedy of what happened to his son.
Yeah.
Drove him back to that.
Yeah.
I think that's...
So I could easily more buy that.
Yeah.
But yeah, Chewie and Han coming on the Falcon, made me cry.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think pretty much I liked that whole movie, and I thought they did it in a good way. You got your new characters for the new generation, but you also paid tribute to the old ones.
Yep.
Sure, I would have liked to have more Luke in it.
Yeah.
But other than that, I thought it was really well done, and I liked the whole story. Yeah, I don't think there's some excellent lightsaber action in that one
Yes.
and everything. So, yeah, I liked it.
All right, we're getting up there.
Number 4?
We're to number 4. Number 4 for me is The Rise of Skywalker.
Wow.
I really enjoyed this. I went to the theater with high expectations for this one. Expectations? Not so much. Hopes. High hopes for this one. Mediocre expectations because it was a lot. The Last Jedi was a lot for them to overcome. But I still remember, and you probably remember this too, the first time we saw the little teaser trailer that had the Emperor laughing.
Yes.
That like shot a bolt through me.
Yeah.
I was so excited about that. I absolutely love it because I am sorry, Darth Vader and Kylo Ren can suck it compared to the Emperor as far as bad guys. He is at least a million times scarier than either of them, in my personal opinion. So I love that he was back, even if just in kind of that weird capacity or whatever. And it was sort of like well, of course. Of course he came back from the dead and he's hiding in a cave building an army. Of course he is. I didn't mind the extra Force stuff. We talked about that before. I didn't like all of it, but I didn't mind the stuff in this movie. Like, I thought the scene towards the end in the cave when Rey hands her lightsaber to Kylo Ren when he's fighting those knights.
Yeah.
I thought that was really cool. I love the lightsaber fight out on the rocks in the sea or whatever.
Yeah, that's good.
I love that Han Solo makes an appearance, a ghosty appearance. I just think that was a nice touch for like one of everybody's favorite characters or whatever to get to come back. Yeah, did I write anything else down? Well, I just like that it wrapped up the story for one thing, because I'm a bows and wrap things up. I don't like things not wrapped up. I didn't like the kiss at the end either. I thought it was weird. Somebody, I don't remember who we were talking to, Marisha maybe, who said, and that's our nephew's wife. We Skyped about it after the movie, and she was talking about all the sexual tension between those two guys, and it was so good for them to finally kiss. And I was thinking, I never saw that. So that's something I didn't see or feel or whatever. But anyway, it was fine because it was just a quick whatever and it was done. I sort of liked that he, I don't know, because he's Han and Leia's kid, but I sort of liked that he redeemed himself before it was over. And like pretty rapidly. He wasn't a bad guy for too long. So I kind of liked that. And I also thought, I know not everybody liked that he died at the end, but I don't know how it could have gone any other way.
Yeah.
Do you think they would have just been like, come on back, let's have you, let's all join up? No. He would have had to go into hiding or something. Nobody's going to be like, oh sure, we believe you. So that wouldn't have worked. That was the only way it would have worked. I think we pretty much talked about most of the rest of it.
No.
I mean, I liked the three of them together, Rey and Poe and Finn too. Yeah. I almost was going to walk out of the theater pretty close to the beginning when it appeared that they had killed off Chewbacca.
Oh yeah. I'm glad they made that short.
I was so like, it was like punch in the stomach to me, and I was thinking in my head, I don't know if I want to watch this anymore. It was that jarring to me. But then they fixed it so quickly that it was okay. I don't know. It was my favorite for a while of the movies when it first came out. Now it settles and you watch some of the others and you realize it's not quite that high, but I don't know. I really liked it. I think given what they had to work with from the pile of poo that was the episode before, I thought they did a really good job. Anything to add about that one?
No, I think I said enough.
All right.
4?
4.
4 is Return of the Jedi for me.
Oh, that's pretty high.
Yeah. Well, I see it. That's
Star Wars
I'm
fan.
an old I had a hard time picking anything better than the original trilogy.
I can see that.
Just because that's what I've grown up with forever. and it has all the memories, and it made everything. But yeah, I like pretty much all this. I can live without the Ewoks. So, I know. I remember as a kid when I got a Star Wars lunchbox, and it was Ewoks instead of like the main characters, and I was like kind of disappointed.
I can see that being disappointing.
I guess maybe I'm not a child at heart. I don't know, that I don't care for all the funny, goofy little things.
Well, I mean, some of that is true in other... So, where sci-fi is concerned, like, I absolutely loved the show Farscape. He can hardly get through a couple of episodes with me.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of that silly...
Well,
there's some very serious, very good stuff about it, too, but it's also silly, weirdo little characters and things like that. And kind of strange humor and stuff that I enjoy that you don't like at all.
It's funny, I heard just an interview this last week with George Lucas. I think it was him and Carrie Fisher. And she said something about sci-fi or whatever. He goes, I'm not really a big sci-fi fan. He said, I like more fantasy or whatever. So I was like, well, okay. See, I don't really see... I'm not a huge sci-fi fan like you are that way, like you said.
I love sci-fi.
That's why I feel like Star Wars was more grounded.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah. Maybe that's
also set
also
in a space thing, but it was more...
I wonder if that's also part of why the extra Force stuff doesn't bother me as much.
That could be.
I bet it is, because I'm more into... So I'm even thinking, we're veering from Star Wars here, but it's kind of some. I'm even thinking about Stargate. So we love the Stargate series, SG-1 and Atlantis.
Yeah.
We both love those. But he doesn't really want anything to do with the episodes that have to do with the main alien race. They're called the Goa'uld in SG-1, and they're very magic-y, that kind of thing.
Oh, I don't know if they're magic-y.
Yeah, they've got powers and stuff. You prefer the episodes that are where they stay on their base here on Earth, and things happen here, and things like that. Where I like some of those episodes too, but I'm just thinking about how that trickles down to. It really is more of a fantasy thing than a sci-fi thing.
Like a lot of the stuff, I listen to these podcasters. Last points, if you're out there, they love all the creatures and the weird things and like that and stuff, and that's not really. They could go on and on about the characters in the cantina and the things, the background guys, and that's not really what intrigues me about Star Wars, I guess.
Yeah.
So.
See, and I love that stuff, and that's part of what I'm enjoying about the books too.
Which might sound weird. I don't know.
Well, but it does kind of explain our differences in some of the movies that we like too.
Yeah.
Which ones we like. Yeah.
Anyway, everybody's got their own Return of the Jedi, yes, good, great. They ended it well.
Yeah.
Darth and Luke. And
what's your opinion on the Force ghosts in the remake?
So anyway, I don't know. It doesn't. It's not a huge deal for me.
What I'm talking about is I don't like that in the remake, Anakin is young.
Yeah, I mean, you'd think it should be his old guy if he redeemed himself.
If he redeemed himself, it should be his old guy, because Obi-Wan is old and Yoda is old. They're all the age they were when they died. And the argument I was given, I don't know if we talked about it or if I read it somewhere, was that it was when Anakin was last good. But no, Anakin redeemed himself right before he died.
Yeah.
So he should have looked the way he did in the original movie. But, everybody gets all mad at George Lucas, and truth be told, it's his story. He can do whatever he wants with it. I just didn't love it. All right. You're done with Return of the Jedi? All right, so top 3.
Top 3.
Okay, my number 3 is Episode 7, Force Awakens. I loved it. I loved everything about it. I could still almost have a tear right now when I watch them go into the Millennium Falcon.
Chewie. We're home.
Oh, it just hits me. I just love it. I love BB-8. This is a major point of contention, even between us, let alone between me and most of the rest of the world, probably. I think BB-8 is the best droid. He is my favorite. I like R2. BB-8 wins. He rolls. He's just fantastic. when he is speed rolling
R2
in the
also
chase
rolls
at the beginning,
on wheels.
watching him speed roll
Yeah.
as they're being chased, I just love. There's so many things about this movie that I love. I loved right away at the beginning when Finn runs into Rey. I think that's all like hysterical and really well done.
Yep.
I like all of those characters anyway. Finn and Poe and Rey. I like them all. Yeah, I don't know. I like everything about it. So much more, I think, than most people did. I mean, it did well. People liked it, but I don't know. We walked out of the theater after we saw it for the first time, and I was like,
yeah, it was good.
it was, yeah. Did I take any notes on that one? So probably the only thing that I didn't love the first time I saw it was Kylo Ren, because I'm not impressed with him as a bad guy.
Yeah.
I'm just overall not, and that was the first time we saw him. He's like an emo teenager.
Yeah.
You know, he's wearing a mask, doesn't need to wear a mask. What's that? He's talking to a melted Darth Vader head, even though Darth Vader died no longer believing the things that he's supposedly trying to believe. And like, I'm thinking about the scene where he gets mad and he pulls out his lightsaber and he hacks a computer to bits. It's just all a little much. He's not that scary to me. So I don't know. He was not my favorite. But otherwise, every single other part of this movie I loved. I'm picturing BB-8 right now pointing at the
Yeah, that's good.
when Rey's trying to get Finn to find the right screwdriver or tool or whatever. Oh, it's just
That's good.
little things like that. I love the crazy, I cannot think of her name right now, with the big bug glasses.
Oh, Maz Kanata.
Maz Kanata. I love her. I can get the music in my head.
Solo!
I love her. I can get the background music in my head from that little cantina place where they're in, like that. I like the little, like, the whispers coming from everybody to Rey when she touches the lightsaber. I don't know. I loved it. It's way, way up there for me.
All right.
He's bored with Star Wars already.
No.
All right, number 3.
I went with Rogue One.
Ah.
No.
I just watched Rogue One today, as a matter of fact.
This possibly could be, like, if I try to think about it logically and, like, have no memory or whatever, this could be my favorite all-time Star Wars movie. The most start to finish, most well done one of them all. But the first two obviously have an emotional connection from my childhood that I can't, like, get over. Mm-hmm. So, but Rogue One I thought was fantastic. Like, no Jedi, a Star Wars movie with no Jedi, but that could be part of it too. That's like the most grounded Star Wars, don't you think?
Not a lot of magic in this one.
No, like the Chinese or Asian guy that's the protector of the wills,
blind
or
guy
whatever.
that says you are one with the Force.
You're one with the Force, yeah. I mean, he's kind of got something there.
Yeah.
But it's cool. I don't know. It was so well done because it leads up perfectly into A New Hope, and
I love it.
The end with Vader flying or cutting through everybody.
We should have gotten in the first movie.
Yeah, to see how cool and how bad Darth Vader is and how powerful he is. That finally is like, okay, there it is.
Yep.
That's how cool he is.
Yep.
That one little scene was so awesome. It was like, what, 30 seconds, and you're like, no, more.
I know.
But it like went perfectly into New Hope, and like even Tarkin, I thought they did that well with
very real,
real
very
looking.
believable.
And Jin was good. I liked Cassian. Those two protectors of the wills, they were good. Bodhi,
the droid.
The droid. Oh yeah, he was awesome. K2SO.
K2SO.
He was hilarious.
He's hysterical.
Forrest Whitaker. He was good.
It's like real bizarre, but good.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I love that movie. I can watch that over and over. I'm thinking of like the scenes where Cassian is, going through the town. It's very dirty and gritty
Yeah.
town there, and you can see like the common people or whatever. I guess I don't know.
It's good.
Yeah, and
so
Galen story with the back. I don't know. It's all good. I love the nighttime X-wings going through the rain.
Yeah, I love that. Oh, I love that. The scene on the bridge. Yeah, where the X-wings are coming in on the bridge, even when she's like running and finding her dad.
Yeah.
Just the stormy.
Yeah, it's a great movie. I love it.
It's so good. Okay.
Number 2?
Top 2. Number 2 for me is Revenge of the Sith.
Oh.
I love Revenge of the Sith.
She's dark.
I'm dark. Well, one of the things I'm enjoying the most about these Old Republic Star Wars books we're reading is the history of the Sith.
Yeah.
I'm really enjoying it. Yeah, I like, again, like I've said before, I like tying up the loose ends, or like continuity, continuity from one movie to the other, and this was perfect. I was worried when I first watched it, because I was thinking, if it doesn't match up with what we know from the... that would ruin it for me.
Yeah.
But it went exactly how you expected it would have gone. I don't know, I can see shriveled up Anakin laying on the beach with Obi-Wan yelling that he was his brother, and that gives me goosebumps.
You are my brother.
Just watching Anakin's whole transition.
Yeah.
The Emperor is awesome. Oh, we get to see Yoda fight again.
Yep.
Which is fantastic. Don't love so much when you see the little younglings get killed. That's a little sad.
Yeah.
I don't really like that scene.
I thought you liked the Order 66 a little bit, because everybody's getting killed. Well, she likes...
I like the Jedi. We just read a book where at the beginning the Jedi were getting taken out by the Sith, and I told you that was just like
sad.
punching the gut the whole time. So it's not like I'm rooting for them. I don't know. It's the same reason I like serial killer stories, I think. It's not the gore or any of that kind of stuff. I'm fascinated with the process of good turning into evil and how that can happen.
Yeah.
And not in a morbid way. It's how do you get from here to here? Like, this is literally from a Jedi to a Sith.
And it's a simple thing.
Yeah.
And you can see that, how easy it would be to...
And that he gets so,
From the point
so
of view.
taken... Well, yeah, and that he gets so taken over that the thing he was fighting for, which was to save his wife, doesn't even end up mattering at the end.
Yeah.
He's basically the reason she's gone at the end, as far as he knows. I mean, I don't know, maybe she was going to die in childbirth anyway, but you know what I mean? I don't know, I just loved watching that whole transition. So, yeah, that's number 2 for me.
Number 2 for me. What do you think?
I'm going to say Empire.
That's right.
Yeah.
I mean...
It's Empire.
Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah.
Most people's favorite, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
But
before the new movies came out, before the last 3, or even the middle 3 came out, for sure, it was...
I don't need to say anything.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Okay, so that leaves our number 1s.
Number 1s. What's yours? What's left?
You don't know what's left?
I have...
Rogue One?
Rogue One, of course, yeah.
Like he was just saying.
It's good, isn't
it? If you take all of, like, the Star Wars fandom, all of that stuff out of it, it's the best movie.
I don't think you need to be a Star Wars fan.
No, if I was going to say take my sister or, whatever, some friend or somebody that could possibly care less about Star Wars to a Star Wars movie, this is the one I would take.
Yeah.
It's so good. I love the characters. We just talked about that. I love all the characters. I love the droid. He's K2SO. He's hysterical. I love the rainy scene and all that. But I love the whole story. And I mean, it's the story of the people we've been hearing about that gave their lives to give them the Death Star plan. I mean, it's that story. We wanted to know that story since the first time you saw the first movie.
And I think even the fact that they die...
Yes, okay.
Is a big part, because if they would have done a typical movie thing and let
They
the
would have
live.
somehow
No,
crawled
this
out of the
is
rubble
how
or something.
They
sacrificed
should have died.
themselves.
They sacrificed. Yeah, that's the way it should have been.
And it wasn't like some bloody, awful, horrible thing. It was sitting on a beach watching the stuff come in, but knowing it was going to happen.
Yeah.
And this is another thing that he knows very well about me, is that I don't do well with movies that end with everybody dying when I don't know ahead of time.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, Perfect Storm.
Perfect Storm? I hate everybody involved with that movie. Because I didn't know it was a true story when I went to see it. If I had known it was a true story, I would have looked it up, and then it would have been fine, and I probably would have enjoyed it. I don't need there to be a happy ending.
You do love the Titanic.
Yeah, but I knew that ending.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I knew that ending. And so it's not about everything having to be a happy ending. I just don't, I don't want to be surprised if the ending is dreadful. But this movie I didn't feel that way about. I think partly because I knew, I was pretty sure, I don't know if we were 100% sure every single person was going to die, but we were pretty sure. But yeah, it was just one of the most well-made of all of the movies, I think.
Yeah.
From just a whole package movie perspective. So, I just watched it today. Like, he was like, oh, I'm jealous, and I was thinking, yeah, we could easily watch it again tonight, and that'd be just fine with me.
Yeah, it's good. So good.
Yeah.
Well, A New Hope is mine. I mean...
I knew it would be.
Yeah. I can't not pick it. It's, like, impossible for me, growing up in the 70s, not to pick Star Wars. Like, the movie that changed the world, basically, and started it all, and there's nothing... It's just a simple, classic story.
It is, really, when you think about it.
Kid growing up, defeating evil, his little journey to get there, and it's just... I mean, it introduces us to lightsabers, the coolest weapon ever.
Oh, by far.
So, I don't know. You know, it's just classic.
Yep.
You can't top it as far as emotional feeling or connection to it just because it was the first one, and I'll probably never be able to... Yeah, obviously it's not as well made as the new ones, or
no, but nothing can top that nostalgic feeling.
Change that. It's like people say, well, Casablanca is the best movie, I mean, of all time, but that's, you know...
I watch a girl on YouTube whose favorite movie of all time is E.T.
Yeah.
And she fully acknowledges it's not necessarily that it's the greatest movie ever. It was her favorite movie as a kid. She had an E.T. doll. It's just a feeling.
You just have a connection to
thing.
it, and you can't get over that connection to a movie in those ways.
No.
I mean, everybody has their favorite things. Like, well, of course, we do. That you hate some of mine, and I don't like. You know, and they're not the best movies. Everybody's got their favorite.
Yes.
Not good movies, but the ones that they just connect with.
We will completely sometime have to do like our top 10 favorite movies of all time, where we basically make fun of each other for a half an hour, because that's pretty much what it'll be.
I mean, you can say Saving Private Ryan, that's probably one of the better well-made movies, like...
But it's not feel good.
Do you want to watch that all the time?
Yeah.
Probably not.
No.
Or Schindler's List, things like that.
Yeah.
It's like, well, yeah, good, well-made...
Woo!
Oh, why do we get so blurry?
Yeah.
Good, well-made movies, whatever, but what do you want? What, on a Saturday afternoon, you're bored, what are you going to throw in the tape player, the DVD player, or stream?
You're going to throw in your childhood favorites, probably.
Something that's comfort, and that's what it is.
100%. All right, we're going to give you a tiny little tour of our Star Wars corner over here to wrap this up. But before we do that, I just wanted to say, if you stuck with us the whole time, good for you. Although I think this is fun stuff to watch. Yeah, I enjoy watching this. And obviously, if you're new here...
you're probably yelling and screaming, what?
You probably
Idiots.
are.
No, that's not right.
And here's the thing. We want to know.
Yeah.
So leave comments, send us messages, whatever you want to do. We would love to interact about it.
Because if you like Star Wars, we don't care what part you like of it.
No.
It's just good that you like it.
No.
You
if
can
you
like it
don't like Star Wars, we don't necessarily need to know that.
And, you know, the 11th movie on here, I'm probably going to watch 10 more times.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
But because it's Star Wars.
Yep.
So, and I still like them all in some regard.
Yes. So, yeah, leave us some comments. If you decide you want to do a video like this on your own, it's not like this is a new idea. We did not come up with the idea of ranking the Star Wars movies, but if it inspires you to want to do it, throw a link in the comments to your video, and we would love to see it.
Yeah.
We'd love to watch it. So
it's interesting to see what people think.
Yeah, it's great. So, all right, we're going to end this with a little tour of our Star Wars week.
Of course, you got the lightsaber.
Of course, that's the one you make at Savvy's.
Yep.
Galaxy's Edge.
And then I got a few
pictures.
Pictures here that we framed.
Lots of little knickknacks.
Look at the pop with poor Han.
In the carbonite.
And my little light up Millennium Falcon. Got a few characters up here, some of the Black Series action figures, and of course a Boba Fett shelf.
Of course.
And then we got a few more. We got the Millennium Falcon, and a little Batu from Galaxy's Edge. And then we got the Imperial Guard is watching over my VHSs. And of course I got the Blu-ray and some DVDs in there. And we got Han, the Tauntaun, Chewie, some Wampas, Snow Speeder, AT-AT Popcorn Bucket. There's a couple more pops, Han and Chewie, and then Han and the Falcon. And then I got, these just are new at Target. They're cheapy little smaller versions of the X-Wing and Darth Vader's tie. And Chewie's in the back there. Oh, and then we also got Ben and a Sand Trooper. And both of those are pop. Why can't I think of that thing?
I can't think of that thing.
The Dewback.
Oh yeah,
sorry, the Dewback.
We got two little.
Oh yeah, we got Greedo. And the, what are those called? Those are Funko, weren't they?
Yeah.
Oh, Fabrications.
Fabrications. Yep.
There's a stuffed X-wing, and there's an itty bitty Luke Skywalker.
Those are called itty bitties from Hallmark.
Yep, and his speeder.
Yoda.
We got a little child and Yoda shelf.
Grogu. And then up top is the big boy AT-AT that I just finished.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm showing him the Bantha and the Sand People stuffed.
Yep.
Yep, and the new AT-AT with Luke ready to throw the grenade in.
Pretty fantastic.
Just a few of our collectibles. Oh yes, you've got a shelf too.
I've got my own little shelf.
You got a BB-8. That's a sipper from Disney World.
Yep.
That's your homemade, your Droid Depot made
RM8.
RM8. Got Dio and R2. There's our new Qui-Gon.
Yeah.
Porg, and of course Wicket.
Of course.
He's also from Disney, isn't he?
He is.
And we got more itty bitties.
Oh, I forgot about all those guys up there.
Yeah. Look at Admiral Akbar.
I love him. He's one of my favorites.
Oh, and Darth and the Tauntaun. Jawa. Other Wampa. Oh, is that enough Star Wars talk for you?
So that's
May
it.
4th?
That's a long, probably going to be an hour plus talking about Star Wars, but super fun. It was fun to just chat about all the movies. Now you can see what giant Star Wars nerds we really are.
Now we're going to start a Star Wars podcast.
Well, I don't think we're quite ready for that, but yeah, you never know. Maybe someday. Now it's 7 o'clock, so I don't know. We'll probably go watch some Clone Wars or something, but hope you had a fun May the 4th Star Wars Day. Thanks for watching. If you did, give us a thumbs up or comment or subscribe or whatever. If you don't want to, don't do any of that. And we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.